Hi, everybody, and welcome again to another edition of the San Diego Bass Fishing Podcast. There's a couple of things I want to talk about before we get to our guests, which we have two of them today at the same time. We're gonna bring them both on, and that is I really appreciate the support that I'm getting for the podcast. I get a lot of positive feedback, and I truly appreciate it. It really helps me because there's no money or anything involved in this. I sometimes I wonder why I'm doing this, but I get positive comments though, and that makes it's the world to me. So I really appreciate that. If you guys want to ask any questions, please do so in the comments, and try to get back to you. Or you could DM me at Facebook, San Diego Bass Fishing Podcast, or Instagram, San Diego Bass Fishing Podcast. One of those two things. If you have any comments, if you'd like to see any guests in the future, I have a whole list of guys that I'm trying to get a hold of, or I've asked, or whatever. And a lot of them are just busy, you know. Um, they're busy with their lives or whatever. Like, I'm trying to get a hold of Larry Bottroff, and he's like my number one guy that I'm trying to get a hold of. But my phone number for him is not. I don't know how he feels about it. But I would love to have him on the show for sure. He would be such a wealth of knowledge. So anyway, but thank you for the outpouring of comments and positive feedback that I've received so far. I truly appreciate it. And let's see. Oh, check this out. I just got this in the mail. This is I'm so weird. I'm I really I'd like to use some derogatory term, but I can't. I don't hear. I'm crazy about like custom stuff. So like custom painted crankbaits. I just got this one in the mail. It's let me show this to you. Look at that. It's called Rusty Buckets. It's if you ever listen to BTL Bass Talk Live, it's day four, Frank Scalish, and he has he does these custom crankbaits. Anyway, this is his latest one. It's a Bandit 200, and it's called Rusty Buckets. And I don't even know if I want to take this out of the package. There was 600 of them made, and this is like the last one. I was like, I couldn't believe I even got one. And look at that thing. It's like blue and yellow and red, and it's got a red tail. Thing's awesome. Look at this one. Check this one out. This is the chartreuse craw. Look at that thing. I love it. I love it. And this is a deep little end. And funny thing about I'm sorry about the light. I'm gonna have to see if I can do that. There, that's better. There we go. Look at that thing. It's got a brown back. It's got some herringbone on the bottom of it. Thing's gorgeous. I got a couple of these, so I'm gonna be able to fish these. Probably take them to the river and catch smallmouth on them. But over in Parker. So anyway, that's kind of a little bit about me. I love like wiggle warts and just custom stuff. Anyway, on to our guests, and you guys get me?
Yes, sir.
Nice. So today we have Ryder and Brenner Lynn, the brothers of the juniors Bass Fishing Club. At least that's how I know them. And but they both fish a bunch of other even professional circuits. I saw Brenner at the Western Outdoor News at Havasu. And but anyway, welcome guys. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, it's great to see you guys. Not that I just a little inside info. Ryder and I were fishing today. We went to Otay, and we caught some fish. It wasn't great, but we caught some frog fishing and whatnot. Yeah, and the grade was good. That was cool. Brenner was there. How'd you do, Brenner?
I was in my kayak. I caught like 13. I caught
a
lot of drop shot fish and one frogfish.
So it's funny that you mentioned the kayak. I saw before I came on here, before I called this up, I had Facebook pulled up, and it looked like you were high up in the rankings of the month-long kayak tournament.
Yeah, I think I'm like an inch behind the dude in first right now.
Is that Lemke or Lepke or Brian?
Yeah, I forget his name. Yeah, but I'm pretty close to him.
I think that's it. Yeah. So he said it was like you're the first wild card or something like that. Something to do with that.
Yeah, I missed like a couple tournaments for the club, so like I couldn't make the TOC unless I get the wild card for the month long.
Oh, okay. All right. So did today help you at all or no?
It pushed me up into second place,
Oh,
but
okay.
I didn't get the right size today.
Right. Yeah. Should have fished a frog.
Yeah, I probably should have. Well, if my pedals didn't break, I could have.
Oh, okay. Yeah. There's always excuses, huh?
Yeah.
Well, right on. Okay, so another one of the reasons that I brought you guys on is that we had the juniors tournament here on Sunday, and I was wondering if you guys could give me a rundown of what's going on. What happened on Sunday for? What happened with you, Ryder? How'd it go for you?
It was. I had my limit really quick, just throwing thin Senko and drop shot. We found a little wolf pack, caught a couple off of those, and then was just trying to coal for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
It was tough. Missed a couple on a spook at the end in the mud line. Just didn't turn out how it should have.
Yeah.
But I still finished pretty decent.
Yeah. Right. And your boater was Cody Christ?
Yeah. It was really cool fishing with him. I have only heard Brenner got to fish with him at the Delta, and
Oh
that
yeah.
was cool to hear about that. And then
Right.
actually fishing with him, he's really cool to learn from him.
Yeah. Yeah. Cody, I've had him on the podcast, and I've just known him from the lakes and whatever. He seems like a really great guy. That boat of his is nice.
Yeah, the new one.
Yeah.
He has a good setup there.
The wrap, I saw it in Angler's Marine the other day. I was in there buying a part, and he was getting something done on the boat, and I got to look at it up close and still smelled new. It was
Yeah.
it was pretty badass.
He said he's never getting another black boat wrap again because the water spots on it just stand out
right?
and go away.
Yeah, I bet they do. So, how did you make out, Brenner, on Sunday? How did your day go?
I caught a lot of fish on a lot of different stuff early on in the day. Like first, I caught like 2 frogfish right away, and then I caught a chatterbait fish, and then I tried to live scope a couple with a bigger sonar minnow, and I got like one of my decent fish off the live scope, and then I couldn't get one more fish off the live scope the rest of the day. So then I threw a spinnerbait in the mud line, nothing, and then I just targeted some points and big rock with drop shot and cold a bunch that way.
Yeah. So you guys both mentioned this mudline thing. Was there? I guess there was fish to be caught in it.
Well, I thought there was going to be more fish to be caught in it with like the bait and stuff, but it didn't happen for me. I gave it a go with like the spinnerbait and the crankbait, but the kid on my boat threw a thin Senko in the mud line and was caught like 2-pounders out of the mud line.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
So how would you describe the mud line? I mean, do you think that it's like a roof, or do you think it goes all the way to the bottom, or do you think maybe it goes to the bottom for a little ways out and then it turns into like a roof? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's like clean water underneath it.
I think it depends on where it's at and like the water depth, obviously. Like there's certain spots where I think it goes all the way down or pretty close, but there's some spots where, like you said, it's just a roof.
Yeah.
But that mud line makes a lot of things happen sometimes. Like though, as annoying as those pleasure boaters are out there just being idiots, that mud line could do some pretty cool things.
Yeah. It seemed like it took us a couple years to figure that out at San Vicente, and then just here in the last couple of years, I mean, whatever, it's really turned into be a player,
Yeah.
in tournament fishing. So I'm sure there was some guys that got on it right away that figured it out, once the lake reopened and whatever, and once the pleasure boaters got in there and we saw what was going on. But so if anybody doesn't know what so San Vicente is a water contact lake. So there's wakeboarders, and there's these boats that go along. There's water skiers and whatever, but they're not water skiers anymore. They're wakeboarders and they're wake surfers, and these boats create the biggest wake possible so that their guy can surf on it, and
And
it
then
creates a lot of erosion, is what it does.
yeah.
And so these waves, they hit the bank and they create this mud line, but it usually doesn't happen until like 10, 11, 12, 1 o'clock, sometime in the afternoon. And then the fish relate to it. And it turns into being a good thing, at least in some parts of the lake, because obviously I know during pre-fish, there were some guys that were killing it in the mud line. But it sounded like, I know we fished the mud line, we didn't catch hardly anything. So you still had to be in the right place at the right time.
Yeah. I found when the mud line was around, I
Yeah.
moved to Verona, and I caught a frogfish in Verona at like 11:30, and a handful of drop shot fish in there.
Yeah.
I feel like the mud line wasn't helping me this time.
Yeah.
I think it just depended on what you were throwing, because there were some guys that were throwing cranks up in there, and it panned out for them. I was throwing a walking bait at the end, and I got a few blowups. Cody he hooked into a good one, but there just wasn't enough time left at that point. Didn't get to capitalize on that.
Right. Yeah. Right on. Well, I know my daughter was there. She did okay. She just how'd she catch them? No, she caught them all. All her fish were worm fish.
She beat me.
And then well, barely. I know, not by much. I mean, everybody was really tight.
Mhm.
Everybody was really tight. So and then Jet Hall, who won it, he was in my boat, and he just we just wormed fish. We tried those breakers. We were first boat out, and we got right on the breakers where I wanted to be, where we were catching 3 and 4 pounders the day before, and they didn't bite. They didn't bite. They were there, but then again, we were by ourselves the day before, and then tournament day we had 3 other boats on top of us, and it wasn't like an Otai area. It was like 1 point with breakers on it, So I'm sure that had something to do with it. And then so we just worm fished the rest of the day and caught him out in 20 feet. Although he did catch that 5 pounder and right up in the sticks. He caught that 5 pounder in the mud.
Huh.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
I guess it's just
I'm not allowed to say where. He sworn me secrecy, which is kind of funny,
That is funny.
Whatever. Yeah. So Brenner, what else are you doing as far as fishing wise? What are the other tournaments? Are you tournament series or whatever?
Well, I think there's a fall series that Sean put on it's the opens for us.
Uh-huh.
I think it's Sam V, Otai, and El Cap, and one of them is twice. And I think me and Bryce are going to fish those, and hopefully I think Sean said whoever has the best points, like there'll only be one winner. So whoever wins will qualify.
It's like, if I remember correctly, there was a percentage of, like, when you went to the Delta, there was like a percentage. Like if you had 200 boats, then 20 boats would go. But if you have 20 boats, then only 2 boats. It's like 10%.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think at our first open we only had 11 boats.
Yeah.
So
I don't think we'll have. So only one could go for us. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But that team would go back east to like whatever, Lake Hartwell or something for the nationals.
Yeah. I just like the series because it gives you more of a chance.
Yeah.
But
So did you do that last year? Did you go to Hartwell?
no, we tried.
Right.
We
You
almost
went.
had Havasu, but Bryce
Oh,
a 6 and a 5 pounder with their bag.
right.
But
So you and Ryder fished Havasu.
Yeah, we fished
You
Havasu.
guys were a team.
yeah,
Mhm.
that was
Oh,
fun.
okay. So what happened there? Did you guys run up into the river too?
We started in the morning on the main lake,
Yeah.
because a lot of the bigger fish were coming off the main lake, and then we ran to the river in the back of the day.
Oh, that's right. You guys had that big old water drop, that temperature drop while you were there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah.
dumped a bunch of water in. The next day it was more windy than the day before, and the temperature, it was just bad.
Well,
Right.
pre-fish, first fish was a 5 pounder, right?
Yep.
And then first fish on tournament day, who knows what it was? He snapped it off. It was a pretty big one.
Yeah.
Our boater said he saw an 8 pounder swimming around in that cove the week before. So
Oh.
yeah, but
Mm.
who knows? You never know.
Who was your boater for that?
Carlos
Garcia.
Carlos Garcia.
Yeah.
He used to live around here.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah, he has a
Right
house
on.
out and a house here, so we just kind of got lucky. It was a last minute decision. We were supposed to fish
The Ford Series at El Cap.
yeah, the San Diego Team Series at El Cap, and
Mm-hmm.
on that audible, like Thursday, we're like, we're gonna go out there and try to qualify for nationals. Unfortunately, we didn't, but it was a really fun and unique experience.
Well, we almost had it at Otay, but we missed it by like, what was it? Less like an ounce.
Not even an ounce.
Not
It was
even
like
an
a quarter
ounce.
of an ounce.
It was so close.
So
'Cause
is that where Chase and Ryan won?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Chase and Dylan.
Dylan
Yeah,
and Chase?
yeah,
That was that tournament?
yeah. It was so close. They had a 6 pound kicker or
Yeah.
6 pound kicker.
Yeah, they had a good
Right.
one.
But we
Yeah.
called I think we called like 3 times in the last 10 minutes or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
So where are you gonna fish any either one of you, or are you gonna fish any Western Outdoor News tournaments
I
this
might
coming year, or the Open or anything?
I might fish Mead as a co again. I'm not sure. It's Mead, right? The next one's Mead.
Yeah, and September is Mead. October is the U.S. Open at Mojave.
Yeah, I might fish Mead. I don't know. We'll see. It was a
Yeah,
good experience. It's just I don't know. It's like a gamble.
it's such a gamble.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm thinking about, if I go to Mead, I'll go as a backseater.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I've never been there before. And
Okay.
it's such a big lake that I don't think I have enough gas. My boat's small. It holds like 25 gallons,
Right.
So I can go like 40 miles one way, and then return and make it back. But Mead, you could be running like 50 miles each way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big.
We've been there
Yeah.
before. Nice.
We went there once in the spring. I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't too good for us. They hadn't even started like pre-spawning yet, and it kind of
Oh,
sucked.
yeah.
It was cold.
But I heard in the fall it's supposed to be one of the best lakes around.
It's been fishing really well. Like they're posting 16, 18-pound bags at this point.
That's good.
That makes me
Yeah,
want to go
yeah.
even more now.
Yeah. Yeah. Get up there into the upper Overton and stuff and fish buzz baits and chatter baits. It's like
Yeah.
actual fishing.
Yeah.
Because they're, for the longest time, and you'd hear about Mead and it was like 9 pounds, 8 pounds, 10 pounds, 10 pounds a day is going to win, whatever. But I don't think it's not that way right now. It's fishing really good
Yeah.
here lately.
Hopefully it stays.
Yeah. Hopefully it is. Hopefully it does.
Have you signed up?
No. If I go, it's going to be a last minute kind of thing. I'll just throw my rods in the truck and shoot up there.
Yeah.
Hope for a good draw. How was your draw, Brenner?
I had the same weight every single days. They were great people. Just we couldn't find the bigger fish.
Yeah.
We had
Yeah.
14 or 15 pounds every single day.
That's what I did. I did the same thing.
I had a guy from Wyoming. That was pretty cool. Cool
Huh.
dude. Oh, I
Yeah.
had Matt Frazier he lives up by Clear Lake.
Yeah.
He's thick on Clear Lake.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just to learn from him, like how he sight fishes with certain baits is like pretty unique.
Mm-hmm.
And like those fish there, like you can almost fish them like a bed fish, even if they're not on a bed. Like that's how we caught them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they weren't even on a bed, but they were like locked onto the area they were in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like what, 5 yards or whatnot. They were just
Yeah.
cruising an area.
Yeah. Right on.
Yeah.
It's always learning.
Yeah.
And then and in those tournaments, man, you learn a lot quick.
Yeah.
Like there was people doing all sorts of stuff that were catching fish.
Yeah.
16, 17 pound bags, that was really surprising me, the things that they were doing. So Havasu, boy, it's a love-hate for me, Havasu. Sometimes I love it and sometimes I hate it.
It's fun if you're just going out there to have fun, but tournament it can be tricky.
Yeah. 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 You put 150 boats on it for 3 days, then it's really tricky.
Right.
Yeah. It actually was best for me on the third day.
Oh, is that right? You had your best weight? Or you had
Yeah.
your best biting fish?
On the third day, yeah.
It's just an interesting place because you got to pick and choose if you want to fish for smallmouth or largemouth, and depending on the time
Yeah.
of year, tournament, weather, whatnot, it could be largemouth or it could be smallmouth that win it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems like, now I'm not no Havasu guru or nothing. I've just been fishing it the last few years, but people that I've talked to and whatever, it seems like the smallmouth are getting smaller.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like there's not as many 4-pounders.
Mhm.
And the average fish is more like 2.5, high twos instead of threes and 3.5s and whatever. I don't know. I'm probably wrong. I'm sure I'm wrong about that, but that's what I heard. That's what I heard. And then my smallmouth weren't out all that great that I caught this last couple of times I've been out there.
You fished
But
upriver mostly during that tournament, huh?
I fished up the river every day. I didn't find what I needed to find in the lake during my practice. And so I just went with what I know, and I'm really comfortable with running up into the river. So I went up into the river and I caught 15 pounds a day.
Yeah.
And it got me to 32nd place is what it got me.
Yeah, I
And
think I sat somewhere like that too for the co-side.
yeah. Yeah. So wasn't a great tournament for me, but it wasn't a terrible tournament. There was 140 boats, 140 people or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Right. And the week before, it had just got beaten up by the Toyota Series.
yeah.
Toyota Series high school and college. So
Yeah. 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 So yeah, I went into a different part of the river almost every day. Stuff that I knew that had fish. I looked at practice. In practice, I found there was one one backwater and 2 sets of toolies that had this like bigger grade of fish on it, and that's basically made my tournament was that right there. Other than running up further upriver and kind of fishing smallmouth and stuff on rock, but yeah, it was funny. I went in there in practice and I threw my Cinco in there and I caught a 5.5 pounder. Like, oh,
yeah.
I guess I'll come back and check this out.
Yeah.
And then on the first day, we called everything out in that first, because we obviously we started downriver in other backwaters, and we had a limit, and then we got to that point, and we went in there and we culled everything out. Like it was holding. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I was doing that too in that tournament. Senko and under bushes and stuff.
Yeah, it was all a Cinco for me. I threw a Cinco. Other than some frogfish, we threw Cincos, thin Cincos, and then those Daiwa worms, the 7.2. I think it's a 7.2. It's the longer, skinny Daiwa worm
Yeah, like
that
you
Yamamoto makes. Yeah, and just fly lining those, fly lining them back in the toolies and whatnot. Smallmouth were eating them pretty good upriver. So, Yeah, it was all right.
We didn't get any smallmouth really at all. He caught some like on a sandy little point, like on a
Mhm.
jerk.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Small, but
Yeah.
that was it. Really run into that many.
But then when I went back for the one bass, I caught so many smallmouth.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
So I
just the
don't
next week.
temperature probably.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite technique, Ryder?
Oh, frog for sure.
Yeah.
Undoubtedly frog.
Who's the better frog fisherman between the two of you?
I am.
No way. Ask Bryce. There's no shot. You gotta ask Bryce. Bryce was telling you about it, I'm pretty sure too. I mean, on a float tube, I'm deadly with a frog. In my opinion.
Yeah? Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
I know you're a pretty good caster.
Oh yeah.
You know, last time I had you at Otay, that was pretty impressive. You were whipping that thing underneath bushes and stuff, like skipping it, and that was good.
Yeah.
You work it pretty fast though.
Yeah, I do. I don't know. I feel like I caught a fish the other day. Like I feel like if I wasn't working it fast, it wouldn't have eaten it.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah.
But what about the fish that don't eat it because it's working too fast?
I don't know. It's like
But I mean, sometimes you got to leave it in there.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I got bit today just letting it sit, getting the backlash out. So it just
You
depends.
did, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The first one I caught today it was just sitting there. I wasn't even looking at it, and all of a sudden I looked back and my frog was gone. It wasn't even like a boil or anything. It was just like kind of sucked it down.
Get down.
Yeah.
You did have one though today where it came out like a foot out of water to come get it.
Oh yeah, it scared me.
That was
Yeah.
funny.
It was like I wasn't expecting that. That thing came completely out of the water. I don't even think it ate the frog though. Like
No.
like it didn't touch the frog. It just came out of the water and like landed on it, and I jerked it, and of course I didn't get him. But yeah, that was that was that was worth going fishing.
That was funny.
It was. Yeah. So I'm glad I got to go fishing with you again, Ryder. And so you're going back up to school?
Yes, sir. Up in Oregon. I really appreciate you taking me out today, by the way.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm glad we could make it before you left. I like having you guys on the boat. It's a fun experience, and it's also a learning experience for me to watch you guys, to see what you do and see how far you've come. You're both are really good anglers. Like I said, Brenner is just one of the best casters, frog casters, skipping underneath bushes that I honestly that I know that I've had in the boat. You know, and Ryder, you're just a great all around fisherman, and it proved it. What did you end up this year in the juniors? Or no, I guess we don't know, do we?
Yeah, I ended up in fourth. I was in third going into the last tournament, but then I got jumped. Yeah.
So you know that for sure? You got your fourth?
Yeah.
Did Sean tell you that?
Yeah. He said it at the tournament.
Oh, that's right. He did?
Yeah.
For year end?
Yeah. On Sunday.
Oh, he only did like the top 5, didn't he?
Yeah, he only did the top 5.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Right when you left.
Because I was waiting to find out where Ava was at, see if we moved up at all at San Vicente. She was 9th overall, and I don't know if we moved up. I was hoping we moved up a couple spots, but whatever. We're in top 10, so that's cool.
Yeah, I was pretty proud of myself this year. I was a little surprised to see the standings when they were posted. I mean,
yeah,
I had a pretty bad tournament at El Cap, the first one, but the second one I did a lot better.
Oh, was that with me?
Yeah.
Or no, the bad one was with me.
No. The good one was with you.
Oh, okay.
I got 5th with you. I was playing.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah, I had John Fonseca, the El Cap tournament before that, the one in the rain.
Yeah,
I think
that was fun. That was a fun tournament.
yeah, we caught a bunch that tournament. That was good. Yeah. He caught a bunch. He did good. He kind of figured him out. He just started drop shotting,
Yeah,
and started putting him on the boat.
yeah,
He's a good angler.
yeah. John's good.
So Brenner, did you? I guess you had like, not that I want to dwell on it or anything, because I think you're an excellent angler, but you had a bumpy season.
Make sure you count your fish. That's what I'd say.
Yeah, that was a terrible. That was a
I mean,
shame. I hate to say it.
I think I was in top 10 for the year, though.
Did you still make it? Oh, you still made the top 10?
Yeah, I was in 5th going into San V.
Even with that, wow.
Somewhere in there. We
Yeah.
weren't 100% sure, but Sean thought so. Somewhere right there.
Sean said there was an error in the software because out of the 5 tournaments, one was supposed to be scratched. And the one so Brenner had a DQ, and then he scratched another one, so that just put him way below when he should have the tournament in there. So
okay, that's why you were so far down in the standings before this tournament.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, right. Yeah, the DQ will be your lowest, obviously.
I was just catching so many fish. I was just throwing them in the well because I was catching double ups on the A rig, and it was.
Yeah.
I just figured I had 5 in there, so.
It's a tough lesson.
Yeah.
It's like all that stuff happens to all of us. Like we'll have fish jump out of the well, or you put too many fish in the well, or whatever, and it comes down to fish management. Taking better care of your fish and whatever. But I'm sure it won't happen again.
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably better that it happened now instead of at Western Outdoor News.
Oh yeah, that would
it's always when they're by you too.
Oh yeah.
You're just trying to get the next one. You're putting it in the well, trying to get the next one.
Yeah.
Going.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thanks a lot for coming on. I really appreciate it. And
Thank you.
We'll talk to you later. Like I said, good luck, Ryder, up at college. And Brenner, we'll see you at the next one.
Definitely.
All right, man. We'll talk to you guys later. See ya.
Thanks for having us on.
Yep. You're welcome.